Everybody, I'm Tasha with the Major Change Group, and today, y'all, I want to talk about the American Express Gold Card and why all of a sudden is everybody on the hate train for American Express. Now, for myself, I already know in the beginning, it's like I have a love-hate relationship with the American Express Gold Card, and the only reason that I had applied for the American Express Gold Card was because it had a 90,000 membership reward point bonus when I applied last year. But y'all, now I'm coming around, and in this video, I want to talk about my pros and cons and really how can I optimize the American Express Gold Card now that I'm in year 2, and then we'll have to see about year 3. But let me know in the comments, are you on the hate train with the American Express Gold Card? Did you close it? Are you still using it? Let me know in the comments. So first, I'm going to give my pros and cons, and we're going to talk about possibly one reason that I really didn't optimize the American Express Gold Card. And we're going to start with that first. And so first, I want to talk about the travel partners, and then we'll get into it a little bit later. So I have used the travel partners, but I don't think I used it nearly as much. And so maybe I didn't optimize it and get the most bang out of my points. Second, the reason that I'm not really liking the American Express Gold Card, one, is because of the annual fee. Now, I am one to like a no to low annual fee. So for me to be able to get a $250 annual fee, y'all, I was just like, I don't know about this. And then now that it's went up to $325, I'm just like, still, I don't know. So I was just like, uh-oh. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about that? And then next, I really wasn't a fan of, the credits and things like that. And so that was not a reason for me to apply for it. And then last, for me, I feel like I have a low spend. And so possibly with me having so many credit cards, I'm not able to optimize earning as many points as I can. But the pros of the American Express Gold Card for me was one, 4 times the points for dining and grocery, and more so dining because I'm more so of an eating out type of person, but I'm trying to get better. And I wanted to get 4 times the points. And so I felt like with me getting 4 times the points, that would help me to earn more membership reward points. Next, I really like the hotel collection. So last year when I had went to Vegas, I did use my hotel collection. So that came around really good. And also, I actually like the American Express offers that they have. So let's get into it. So first, I want to talk about low spend. So for me, one, y'all, I have 14 credit cards. And while that's not an excuse, I do have about 5 credit cards that have annual fees. So it's like if I'm trying to use the American Express Gold Card and really use it a lot so that I can get the membership reward points, but then 2, I have all these other credit cards, I'm not able to maximize it. So of course, year 1 was going to be a no-brainer for me. And so let's take a look at it, because I had created this chart so that I can see how would I really like the American Express Gold Card. So when I was getting the American Express Gold Card, especially with the 4 times the points on dining and groceries, I really wanted to use those points because, of course, I have other credit cards that I can get 2 times the points. So it doesn't always make sense for me to use the 1 times the points. So for dining and groceries, I said my spend would be $8,600. So that was going to be equivalent to points earned. So that is value $344. And so then when we look at the credits, the dining and the Uber Eats, for me, that's not going to be something that I'm really going to be using. And so I knew that that wasn't going to be a selling point for me. And actually, when I take a look at it, even with the new credits that they have now they have Resy and Dunkin' Donuts. I haven't been to Dunkin' Donuts in a long time, but Resy, I think, with the $100 credit, that actually might be pretty good. And they have added, I want to say Five Guys on the dining credit, but I haven't been to Five Guys in years. And you can see here that with the dining credit, I only used $20 this year, and we're already up to the 9th month. So that's, that would be $90, and I've only used 20. So you can see that dining credit really wasn't going to work for me. Now, on the one hand, originally I was thinking that Uber Eats maybe some, but I want to give a shout out to George because when he was talking about Uber Eats, he was saying that I could go ahead and go into Uber Eats and say that I was going to pick it up. Now, the only thing about that is that I feel like it's more so a little bit of an upcharge. So every month for the Uber Eats, I have used the credit because if I wasn't using it for getting an Uber, then I was using it for Uber Eats. And so what I did every month, I would go to Papa John's and I would get me some cheese sticks and a Coke. And so that's going to be maybe like $13 or $14. And then I had to $10 credit. But you can see, even though that was not in my natural spending to even go to Papa John's, since I was trying to use it, I was still really spending $3 to $4 extra a month, even though it's like that's not a whole lot, but it's like really that adds up. You see what I'm saying? Because the credits were not in my natural spending. So that wasn't really a good thing, but at least I was using it compared to now, even with the dining credit, while they have the Shake Shack and they had the Cheesecake Factory, they built a Shake Shack right up the street from me. And I thought that I was gonna go, but I haven't even been. I haven't maybe been 3 times. And then one time I didn't have to pay, so I didn't use my credit. And then I haven't been to the Cheesecake Factory this year. And I think I only went one time last year. So it's just like for me, the credits really wasn't going to work. Now, the thing is, for me, I feel like I have a low spend. And so, of course, when I first got the card, maybe for the first 3 months or even 6 months, since I was going to be getting my minimum spend of the 4,000, of course, I was going to be using that card to get all my spend. So I was racking up the points. But once I had got the minimum spend and then I'm adding all these other credit cards, then it's just like I wasn't getting as many points. And so for me, since I have 14 credit cards, it's like on the one hand, it's not really going to work all the way. So let me know, while you do have the American Express Gold card, what are the cards are you using with that card that maybe make it to where you're not maximizing the points all the way? So see here, I have 14 credit cards and I actually have 6 credit cards that have an annual fee, but my City Advantage card, I believe that's $100, but this year it was waived. So right now I have $613 in annual fees. So of course, let's say for instance, with the American Express Gold card and the Hilton Honors, because y'all know I be trying to hate on the Hilton Honors cards too, especially when they didn't give me my 175,000 points. But it's like I really actually like that card because you can get 6 times the points for dining and groceries. But if I'm trying to use that card along with using American Express card, it's like I am splitting my spend. So I have low spend and then I have all these credit cards. It's just like it might not work all the way. And so that's where what I'm going to do this year, I'm going to kind of take a look at my annual fee credit cards. Even though it's $613 for me, that's a lot. But for other people, maybe that's not a lot, but it can be messing up my being able to optimize all my credit cards. So last year I did downgrade my IHG Chase card to the Traveler. And so I might consider downgrading the Southwest card or canceling the Southwest card. So I'm going to look into that a little bit more. So I would say for me, I think that's why maybe the Gold card, especially since I have a low spend, I'm not maximizing it, especially since I'm trying to use all these other cards. And then when I'm going to be opening up another card so that I can get the bonus points, then I'm not really using that card. And then next, I will really tell you with the travel partners, I want to give a shout out to Sledge and I want to give a shout out to Chad because we had did a live on my channel. Chad was there on that live as well, and Sledge, and Chad had asked me about the travel partners, and it's like, yes, I use the travel partners, but I feel like I did not maximize the travel partners. Now, with the different travel partners, I will say the hotel travel partners will benefit me a little bit more than the airline travel partners, because right now, let's say for Hilton Honors, they have where you can transfer over 1,000 points, and then that's going to be equivalent to 2,600. So that's amazing, because when I had went to New Orleans for the YouTube meetup, I got to meet Chad and his wife. I got to meet Sledge and his wife. I got to meet Key, that's my girl. Joe and his sister, they're amazing. And I got to meet Caesar. So I got to meet so many cool content creators. And I stayed at the Roosevelt. And so I had transferred some of my membership reward points over to my Hilton Honors. And so that's how I was able to get the points to stay at the Roosevelt. So that was really nice. But I feel like when I first got the card, it's like I really didn't maximize it as much. So that's really on me, to where it's like if I'm trying to hate on the card, it's like, am I maximizing the card up to my ability? And then with the airlines, it's just like, for me, y'all, I'm more so of a Southwest. So I really like Southwest more than let's say Delta, and I have flown Emirates. And so for me, maybe the Chase Sapphire Preferred card, that's going to be benefit me a little bit better because I prefer Southwest. So that's really for me finding a balance between which cards do I like the travel partners more. And so that's something that you're going to have to look at. Now with the hotel collection, I really like the hotel collection. And so last year I had went to Vegas and I used the hotel collection credit of $100 when I stayed at the Virgin Hotel in Vegas. And so I really like that. And even I had went to Puerto Rico and I had stayed at the La Concha and I stayed at the Sheraton, and I had used my points. But see, the thing is, I was able to get $50 a day for food at both of those hotels. So that was really good. So it's just like, even using the American Express Gold Card, you can get some of those benefits. And shout out to Sledge, I had asked for a room upgrade and I was able to get that, because before I was not doing that. And once Sledge was talking about, like, really you should ask, and so I started asking and I was able to get it. And so that's how I was able to, maximize the points and being able to get upgrades. And so that's what I'm saying. Really, it's like, wow, sometimes I really want to hate on the American Express Gold Card. It's like, in a sense, I really like it. And so, although this year, I want to say it was in June, to where my annual fee came due, and so they only charged me the $250, because I want to say maybe like a week or two after that, that's when they had went up to the $325. And so I'm just like, oh my goodness, I'm so glad that they only got me for the 250, even though I was still kind of going back and forth. But I was just like, you know what, I actually really do like the American Express Gold Card, so I'm going to go ahead and keep it at least for a year or two, even though I felt like with the year two, that's when I was really going to be able to see, was I going to be able to get the benefit out of it. But just like I had explained before, I think I'm going to take a look at the credit cards that I have so that I can make sure that I'm maximizing being able to get my membership reward points, and so that I can use the transfer partners and things like that to get more bang for my buck. So you'll have to let me know in the comments, what is your favorite aspect? Because another good thing that I really like is the Amex offers. Now, the one thing is, you do have to go in and take a look at it. And so I think that's the thing, even with any of the other cards, it's like, I know sometimes very busy and it's just like, you're not even really looking at it. So it's just like, sometimes you really want to use the card for face value. So if I get my points, I want to use my points. I'm not trying to be using all the transfer partners and things like that. But to be able to get a lot, to maximize and optimize the card, sometimes you do have to, really go in and take a look. And so for the Amex offers, I've used it a few times, because one time I used it for Olive Garden. And then here recently, shout out to Joe, he had put it on his community tab for the Apple Pay. If you spent, I want to say $50, if I'm not making a mistake, you can get up to $15 statement credit. And so I made sure to do that. And I think I maybe used it another time. So it's like, I have used it some, but I really like that as well. Just going in to take a look, making the time for it. So let me know, what are you thinking? Are you on the hate train for the American Express Gold Card? Or did you keep your American Express Gold Card? Let me know what are some of the reasons that you really like it. And let me know if it's some ways that I can maximize it more. And let me know, what do you think, especially if you have over, let's say, maybe 3 credit cards and you have the American Express Gold Card, how do you maximize having more than one card to where you're splitting your spend and maybe not maximizing getting as many points? So let me know what you think in the comments. I hope that this video was helpful. Please like, subscribe, share with a friend, and turn your notification bell on so you'll be notified when new content drops. I thank you so much for watching. Until next time. It's not a game, it's a